Hi everyone, Monisha here. In this video, I'll be completing the Sustainable Management chapter. So this is the last session of this chapter, Water for All. So the Water for All consists of the resources of water source and water harvesting, rainwater harvesting, and how we can conserve water resources. And also the coal and petroleum, the fossil fuels are also included in this last session. So by this chapter completes. Let us start the session. Let us learn about Water for All, which consists of topics such as water harvesting, and again coal and petroleum also comes under this session. So, welcome to the lesson on management of water, coal and petroleum. At the end of the lesson, we learn about necessity of water management, traditional and modern system of water harvesting, necessity of fuel management, and management of the usage of fossil fuels like coal and petroleum. The rainfall pattern in India does not ensure the water availability in various regions in India. Tropical regions in India receive more rainfall while desert regions receive less rainfall. Hence, irrigation method like dams, tanks and canals has been used in various parts of India. Most parts of India receive rain due to monsoon, which lasts between June to September of each year. This water needs to be stored for use throughout for the year. So water is used for agriculture, industry, drinking, cooking, gardening, cleaning and many other purposes. Hence, water management is must for our lives. Large dams can ensure the storage of adequate water, not just for irrigation, so for generating electricity. Canal system leading from these dams transfer large amount of water to greater distances. For example, the Indira Gandhi Canal has brought greenery to considerable areas of Rajasthan. Construction of large dams are opposed because of certain social, economic and environmental problems. Large number of farmers and tribals are displaced with adequate compensation. Huge amount of public money is swallowed up with any project being built. Such projects like building dams results in deforestation and loss of biological diversity. Next is watershed management. This emphasizes scientific soil and water conservation. In order to increase the biomass production, watershed management not only increases the production and income, but also brings down the chances of flood and drought. Water harvesting techniques are highly localized and differ from place to place. They are called Khadims and Nadis in Rajasthan, Bandaras and Tal common in Maharashtra, Bundis are present in Madhya Pradesh, Air is present in Tamil Nadu. Kulls exist in Himachal Pradesh and last Kattas is common in Karnataka. Fossil fuels like coal and petroleum are important source of energy for us. It is very important to manage these fuel resources. Coal is formed by the degradation of biomass and vegetation millions of years ago. Similarly, petroleum is formed by biodegradation of marine life millions of years ago. These resources will get exhausted in the future. Hence, we shall use alternative source of energy like wind energy and solar energy. Since coal and petroleum have been formed from biomass in addition to carbon, these contains hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur, and these are burnt. The products are carbon dioxide, water, oxides of nitrogen, oxides of sulfur. When combustion takes place in inefficient air, then carbon monoxide is formed instead of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas. Its increasing concentration increases the atmospheric temperature. This also leads to intense global warming. Hence, we need to use these resources judicially. We should use public transport instead of personal vehicles sometimes. If the place is close by, then we should take a walk or a bicycle. We should switch off AC or any other electrical devices if it is not in use. And we also use CFLs instead of the old bulbs as the bulb consumes more energy. We should use staircase instead of lift. So all these daily practices help us to conserve a lot of fuel and energy. I hope you understood this. Rainwater harvesting. Let us learn about rainwater harvesting. Water is a limited resource that needs to be conserved. In the forest and open area, the rainwater seeps into the ground, recharging the water table. Whereas, due to urbanization and increase in population, more area is being occupied by roads and concrete buildings, leaving less area for rainwater to seep in. But in the case of rural areas, rainwater quickly flows into the river and dries up soon after the rain stops. You can see how the water dried up after the rain stops. But if the rainwater is allowed to stay, it can help to recharge the water table. In this case, water harvesting, that is rainwater harvesting, provides an option for conserving the rainwater. Rainwater harvesting is a technique by which rainwater is collected and stored for later usage. Rainwater harvesting helps in increasing the capacity of water available. Let us know about the method of doing the rainwater harvesting. When heavy rain comes, it will be collected on the rooftop. A roof outlet will be used to take those collected water from the rooftop or the ceiling to the sump by using a downtake pipe. So from the downtake pipe, the water will be collected first in a collection chamber. It will be a small square shaped sump. So after collecting the water in collection chamber, it will be transferred to a huge sump which is called as horizontal fillers or a storage tank which will be in underground system. So after filling the huge sump, the water will be next transferred to the gravity fillers, because from the gravity fillers, the water will be then transferred to the nearby tap or the whole building pump system. So this is the way or the method of doing rainwater harvesting.